In his nonfiction work, The Origins of Political Order, From Pre-Human Times to the French Revolution, 2011, American political scientist and economist Francis Fukuyama investigates the essential elements required for a state to maintain political stability. By exploring the historical foundations of political order, Fukuyama sheds light on why many modern U.S. state-building efforts, such as those in Iraq and Somalia, have largely failed. In 2014, Fukuyama published a sequel, Political Order and Political Decay, From the Industrial Revolution to the Present Day. In the preface, he outlines two main motivations for writing this follow-up. First, he aimed to update the insights of Samuel P. Huntington's 1968 classic, Political Order in Changing Societies, which Fukuyama considers essential reading for anyone studying political development in the Western world. Second, he sought to understand why numerous American attempts to promote democracy abroad, especially after 9/11, have not met their intended objectives. Fukuyama emphasizes that the conditions necessary for political development before the Industrial Revolution were markedly different from those required afterward. Rather than directly explaining the recent failures of state building, this book sets the intellectual groundwork that has influenced modern political thought and institution building worldwide. He also traces the global rise of democracies throughout the 20th century. However, Fukuyama argues that the formation of political or social organization is not unique to modern times. Rather than being consciously designed, these systems are rooted in biological impulses hardwired into human nature. Drawing on biological evidence from chimpanzees, he suggests that humans have always been inherently social creatures, creating communities and governance systems thousands of years before formal political institutions emerged, driven not by choice but by natural instinct. The author identifies three core features of a functioning political order: strong state building, the rule of law, and a government accountable to its people. He explores the origins of these components by examining ancient Asian, European, and Middle Eastern civilizations and their contributions to the democratic ideals that persist today. For example, ancient China was the first civilization to transition from tribal governance to statehood, but it has historically struggled to establish a consistent rule of law and accountable government. Fukuyama explains that this situation arose from the absence of a strong, centralized authority, a problem that ancient India faced as well. While India did maintain a robust rule of law, largely derived from moral principles handed down by Brahmin priests, its society fractured into multiple social hierarchies, undermining public cohesion. In the Ottoman Empire, both the primary authority and the rule of law were deeply intertwined with religion. However, this close fusion with religious doctrines stifled political progress and reform. Each of these societies, therefore, lacked at least one of Fukuyama's three essential pillars for a successful state. In contrast, England was the first to successfully integrate all three components, giving rise to a modern democracy that valued the right principles. England's social structure was strong. Its government established relatively clear rules independent of religious control, and its people gained a voice in governance. This shift culminated in the Glorious Revolution of 1688, when Parliament deposed the Catholic King James II and installed the Protestant William of Orange, a change that earned its famously positive moniker for good reason. Denmark serves as another early example of a nation that embodied these critical elements. Fukuyama highlights Denmark as an ideal model of effective state building, dedicating significant discussion to how nations can metaphorically get to Denmark. He also argues that religion does not always hinder political stability. The Catholic Church, as a governing institution, provided a foundational template for early state builders by establishing laws, and crucially, cultivating respect for those laws that influenced political systems long after the separation of church and state. Fukuyama emphasizes that achieving a healthy and stable political order requires a balance among his three core elements. Understanding this historical context is essential, as it sets the stage for the transformative impact of the Industrial Revolution on the political and economic structures of Western societies. The Origins of Political Order includes a comprehensive index, detailed notes, and an extensive bibliography for further study. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.